Hello everyone. Welcome this very nice Thursday morning. How are you guys? Yes, the wordo, the creep, whatever that means. Yellow says, I would love to stay for the stream. Unfortunately, I have up to play an 81 Dojo tournament game very shortly. Have fun with the stream, and then I will catch you at the end. Maybe we should spy on him instead. Let's spy on him, guys. Let's spy on him. I know, okay. I'm evolving for the beats. 5 beats. Let's see. Has my headphone died? Probably. But Ian, he's online. Shh, he's online. Hi, Zaibach. Zaibach. So I don't know why I read it Zaibach. Everybody knows it's Zaibach, the dream interpreter on our server, the official dream interpreter of Shogi Harbour. My hair is so weird today. Thank you for the 7 months. Heya. Heya, heya. Now I cannot say the word heya without saying it 5 times because of certain person. Vieredin. I'm pointing at you. So today we're gonna do some book reading. It's just that Ian says he's gonna play a tournament game, so we're gonna slightly spy on him. Unofficial. Oh no, official. Unofficial means official. Yeah, technically I'm not paying you to do so, I guess. In the meantime, we will be doing this, which is the Kurippu from our book. And we learned last week that it has something to do with the general shape. I don't know if they sleep each other, but basically it's a terminology that the book author created. It doesn't necessarily mean real thing. If we were to check the Hidechi's dictionary, it's not gonna appear. I'm pretty sure. Kuri. No, it doesn't appear here. So it's not an official term. It's just the author came with this shape and this name for it. And we talked that the best way to connect silver and gold is to use either this or this shape. But we counted that the shape on the left is protecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 2 less. And therefore the shape on the left is more efficient. Both are good shapes because the silver protects the gold and the gold protects the silver. Here too, the gold protects the silver protects the gold. That's the idea, yeah? No pieces are hanging. But by the amount of control squares, the left one is more efficient. Did Ian start his game yet? Guys, we're gonna spy on him. He didn't start yet. He isn't even waiting for a game. What is going on? Lily is online. That's cool. Lily is playing. Let's spy on Lily. Speaking of which, is Time Zombie still streaming? I feel bad if we stream at the same time, but... Okay, she's gonna win. People tell me gold above silver is bad shape, so makes sense. Gold above the silver. It's not necessarily bad shape, it's just less good, yeah? Like, if you were to have one gold on 9, 9 square and one silver on 1, 9 square, they obviously not connected, right? So compared to that, or compared to any other shape like gold on 3, 6 next to the silver instead of top of it, the silver wouldn't be protecting the gold, so it's less efficient. But I mean, it's not a bad shape. It just the point of this paragraph is that we should choose the left one, or the left one is considered better because ABC. Speaking of Shogi Explain, I was just talking that I feel bad at streaming at the same time. Welcome, guys. How was your stream? I woke up in the morning and I saw you had some PowerPoint about WSL. That's all I caught. I had to run eat breakfast. What did you guys do? Heya, heya! We were talking about V-Reading too, actually. No, it's my fault. I ran way over time. I should have rated you 10 minutes ago. But we started 5 minutes ago. The stream was mostly tangents. Okay, that's how I imagine Time Summary stream. The most interesting shogi tangents you can make. Wish I was there. All nice things, I hope, yeah. 90% non-shogi tangents. Okay, question number 2. What was the last tangent you ended your stream on? Shang-Chi. Okay, gotcha. From all the things, you decide to talk about Shang-Chi. Gotcha. I wonder, how do you get from WSL to Shang-Chi? Is it because of Chinese team, or because of different variants of chess, or because of a weird piece that you mentioned, or just random thought that you had? I almost had a Shang-Chi battle with Lavarod, Caleb Denby. Actually peeked at his stream as well. He was doing really high level chess. Wow, but you almost had Shang-Chi, but he would destroy you though. He's really strong, right? So we were doing 2 things on my stream. One, we were spying on Ian Gray because he said he's going to have a tournament game soon, but he lied. He's just sitting there doing nothing. So we're spying on him. And meantime, we were about to read this chapter, which is the Kurippu. And it's something about the silver and gold general shape. The one on the left in particular, because it's better. Because it's wider, yeah. And now we were supposed to jump to some examples, but actually there is bouncing across streaming shogi. Yeah, I know. Pink Waffle Peak, he's also super strong, yeah. Okay, we're gonna get distracted for a moment and see if he's playing on 81 Doja. Is he playing? Bouncing. No, he's not playing, unless it's only shogi. I think we all shogi players get distracted very quickly. No, waffle. No, it's not waffle. No, it's pink waffle. No. Nope. It's not. Nope. Pink. Oh, here it is. Gotcha. Shh. Apparently, the Shang-Chi community is actually starting to get organized. They're having the beginnings of their Hidechi moments now. In Poland, we had a Shang-Chi promoter since years ago, and they still haven't grown too much. But if you use the words specifically Hidechi beginning, then I'm really hopeful now. The distracted streams should be definitely the Saturdays, Sundays. I mean, Saturdays in 2 days, so we could consider doing something crazy like jump from a topic to topic. But you guys know about this old Wikipedia saying. You have to be careful because in 4 clicks you can always get to Hitler. It's a Wikipedia trick. As long as you get to Germany, you can always get to there. Does it mean from my page also? Oh god. Anyway, I don't know if it's a myth, but apparently 4 clicks are enough to get there from any position. Playing chess? No, today we're studying shogi. And this is a checkmate thread, and this is... I cannot solve it. Speaking of which, this piece was hanging, right? Speaking of hanging pieces. Shang-Chi. The king is escaping. Okay, but we keep the protection here and sketchy. Sketchy, but maybe... wait, he resigned? Oh, Poland. That's a good one. Why? All right, let's not traumatize Pink Waffle for too long. Like, probably enough to move the gold up, and then the fact that the king took it is also pretty bad for Lotte, I think, like here and here. Like, you can do whatever, like move this gold or something, I don't know. Like, whatever wins. But we're talking about them escaping there, I see, and then here. How about this? I see, we can probably block off the dragon. No, but that's not the move. Yeah, that's not the move. This way king escapes. But yeah. I could still play some of the moves, yeah. Could still try to... Hey, why not silver drop? I'm so confused. Like here. Anyway. That's a little bit better, isn't it? Yeah, I'm wondering about the pawn drop as well. Anyway, like, this is totally not lost if you do that, so... Anyway. Is Young playing? Yes, let's buy on him. Oh, 81. Oh, okay, that's an important tournament. That's a very important... We're totally getting distracted today. That's a very important tournament. And he's playing Gote. Okay. How is the tournament look like? 1810 is very personally important to me because it was the beginning of rivalry between me and Telmarch, and it was like the biggest tournament we had in international shogi. And I think Japanese players weren't allowed yet, or maybe it wasn't as 81 wasn't as popular to have this many Japanese players. I don't know actually. Like, we had like this tight international community rivaling, competing for the title. It was good. So which class is it? Is it the top class? B League. Okay, so this is the B class. So if Ion needs to... like get promoted, I guess. So this game is currently being played. Oh, cool. This guy already have 14 points. How many people are getting promoted? 6 are going down and 5 are going up. Everybody between 6th and 22nd place stays. Okay. You guys don't see it. Here you go. Yeah. 5, 6, 6 to 22. And this game is being played because it has an exclamation mark. And this guy has 14 points. So we're gonna break today's stream in order to take 5 seconds watching this game. Or we're gonna do a voting. I don't care. Actually, I don't care. Let's do a voting. What do we do? Book, watch Eon destroy a 5 down. 1 minute, voting, go. Do 1% win. His opponent has 71% win streak. Oh, well, good luck, Ian. His students, Popcorn and Takuma. Taikachima. Book. 4 votes on book. All right. A Shogi streamer. Oh, yes, that's so very rare. Welcome. We have more Shogi streamers on our Discord if you're interested. All right, I guess we will be watching this on Shogi Sunday because I assume Ion is going to send it to us and the chat voted on a book. We shall be doing the book. Let's go. 40 viewers. Welcome, Benny Cable. Yo. How are you guys doing? What have you been doing? What is Bendy Cable usually streaming? We just decided to do a Shogi book, but if you guys are new to Shogi, it's gonna be really difficult to follow this book, so I'm afraid... Chess. Gotcha. Chess streamer. It's Lamarord. Ah, Lamarord. Hey. Welcome. Just went a name change. Gotcha. I watched your stream a little bit earlier and wow, that chess rating was intimidating. Yeah, guys, this is Shogi. It's Japanese chess. I'm a professional player and we're looking at a bunch of kanji because it's a Japanese book. And the usual Thursday stream is for a little bit advanced players where we explain Shogi more difficult modern strategies. Today we were to talk about the general shape, but if you guys would like to learn more about Shogi at your pace, I recommend you join our Discord where we have other Shogi streamers streaming. We have some guidance links for beginners. Unfollowed Bendy Cable because I didn't know who that was. Oh gosh, yeah, that's the Lamarord. Lamarord joined our TTS number 1, I think, or number 2, like year ago, almost more than a year ago. You joined our tournament, and we're gonna start season 5 on Monday. We have cool competitions, you can guys join, and yeah, usually we stream more beginner-friendly content on Sundays or Saturdays. afternoon European time. Today is a little bit difficult, yeah, more advanced, but thank you for the raid. I was in the first one, haven't played much since, unfortunately. Well, there's always occasion to come back. I mean, the reason why we call it Shogi Harbour is that people come and go, but you're always welcome back. Always welcome back. If you guys have any questions, just throw it in the chat. I always read the chat, so... the thing is, we voted to do a Shogi book, and we shall be doing Shogi book. So we'll be basically translating Japanese and explaining this position that we have on the left. So we will have an example of the clip strategy. So this silver shape that we had over here. This will be the practical example. In diagram number 1, you have the double wing attack shogi. It's a name of an opening. Both camps have a little bit different shape. So let's see. Sente Nomi. Only Sente has the clip position. So the clip will be this gold here and this silver here connected together. Yeah, they both protect each other. Here we have the other clip shape, which was the gold on top of the silver. They both protect each other. Thank you for the follow, Retro. And Gote will have the 7-2, 6-2 silver. Yeah, so the gold protects the silver, but silver doesn't protect the gold. Yeah, so that's the small difference. Thank you, Mickey Plane, for the follow. Welcome. All right, so please notice the difference. So, what's the value in the clip shape? So let's move the position to the endgame, they say. All right, so we have the same position that moved onward. And many, many moves ahead, we will have this position, diagram number 2. By the way, the Japanese is read from top to bottom, right to left. This is why it looks so weird. In the diagram number 2, you have Sente that has a piece disadvantage, a lance disadvantage, yeah? So Gote will have piece in hand for chess players. When you take pieces in shogi, you keep them. They become yours. So those pieces are now in the opponent's hand. So if you take a queen, we don't have a queen. If you take a rook, you have a rook of your opponent's, yeah? So here we have, let's see what other pieces they are. All the 4 generals are still on the board. Those 4 generals are still on the board. Lance, lance, knight, 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 knight. And the lance is missing indeed, and it's in Gote's hand, yeah? We had a small exchange of bishop for the rook. Sende has a rook in hand. But Gote has a horse on 8-9 square. And it's a little bit threatening to Sente. It's really close to the king right now. So from now on, the clip strategy will help Sente enormously. Starting from 7-9 gold, attacking the horse. And then something about the 3-3 knight promoting. Let's see. Sente has a piece disadvantage, but they have the creep shape. So their king safety or the king positioning is better. This is the point that we want to show. All right, so we chased away the horse using the gold. The horse went away. And then we promoted the knight, which is kind of weird because now our rook is now under attack. But they're explaining that if you were to take this tasty-looking rook, this gold would fall. So they have to take it instead. So we're gonna do the usual thing and probably set this position on playground. Because when we have a long variation, I like to do that for our viewers. So let me do that. G-show. This is our G-show, this is our board, and I shall be moving it a little bit up. And maybe I can use the non-Japanese pieces so that people who just joined will be like, oh, this looks like chess. And well, let me show you how it looks with more understanding pieces. Something like this. That's shogi, yeah? Surprisingly, that center is better. Yeah, that's the point. Let's see. So we will have... Also, sorry for people who use kanji. In our community, usually non-kanji pieces are frowned upon, but you have to survive. We're gonna explain it to chess people for a few moments. And then we have 3 pawns in the hand. The rook is here. This rook is in our hand. Silver, gold, king, and this pawn is here, right? And this is the move that we made, but these knights were here. Where's our other knight? Here, right? So that should be correct. So from this position, we moved here, they moved here, and then we promote. Yeah, that's our main line for now. You guys see it? You see it. Small, tiny on your screen, but you should be able to see it. It's funny when you set up shogi position, all the pieces actually have somewhere to go. With chess, you take half away. Yeah. They don't disappear. They just stay until the end of the game. And thanks to that, we don't have too many draws, and stalemate is inexistent as well. Like, it's a loss, not an actual draw. And yeah, shogi is fun, guys. Anyway, promotion. So we talked about if they go here, we take here. And as a result, sentes. So the black's attack is much faster. Much faster because we have a rook in hand, and just dropping the rook on 4-1 is basically a threatmate check, threatmate. Threatmate? Is it English? Yeah, it's English. Threatmate. Checkmate threat, that's the word I wanted to say. So the silver retakes, and then we sacrifice the rook to a dragon, and then drop the rook that we had in hand on 3-1. So the attack will be really good. And yeah, Sente will be able to surround the king and win in this position. Now, they will try to... Yeah, so because we have a silver in hand, we're able to expose this shape's weakness by dropping the silver onto 6-1. And that threat from Sente's side is really hard for Gote to defend. And therefore, Sente is advantageous in this position. So yeah, not really winning, but really advantageous. Because shogi is a complicated game, we don't like to say someone is winning unless it's really winning. This is just advantages. Okay, so this is the position we arrived, so that will be correct. Even if they defend with knight drop 4-1, so knight drop 4-1 would defend both threat on 6-1, silver drop, and the threat on the gold, because the knight protects the gold. But in this situation, we have 3-4 pawn drop, which would be a severe continuation. And therefore, Sente's attack won't ever run out of steam. Yeah, the gold has nowhere to go. If it moves the pawn promotion, if you take, the rook retakes, you get a gold in hand. Pretty cool. Yes, 4-1. Yes, I will keep calling you Lamarord. Lamarord. Yeah, so the book mentioned this line as not efficient enough for Gote to survive, yeah? Okay. Lamarord is fine. All right. Yep, so that answers your question. And then let's read the next paragraph. このようにクリップを作っているのとなるので寄せ合いになった際に Alright, so they're saying that in this way, when you have this clip shape, at first it doesn't seem like it's doing anything, but once it becomes the end game, or like the approaching phase, so like when we get closer to the king, like this, then it is much more influential. It's much better shape. Yeah. So here, for example, if the gold was on 7-1, it would protect this square. Just a small example. Yeah. All right, so as an example, what they're saying, that let's edit this position and break our commentary. If goddess shape was like this, the gold is on 6-1 and silver on 7-2, so it's mirrored our shapes, then the rook drop wouldn't be as dangerous for them. So the good point of Kurippu, which is the summary of this example, is that it affects your king's safety hugely, yeah? So you guys can see, yeah? If you know how generals works, you can clearly see the king is blocked sideways and nobody is protecting this square. Here, all the squares over here are protected and the king has somewhere to go. It looks like Mino Castle a little bit. The king is able to survive for longer. Yeah, any questions so far, chat? So far, so good? Hopefully those chess-looking pieces help. If you guys don't notice, the shape of the gold general and the silver general and the gold generals actually show the way they move. So this is why it's so cool. So this guy has up, left, down, and this one goes X and forward, yeah? How Gote would deal with the gold on 3-3 in this position? Well, just an example, I guess. It is still pretty difficult for them, but the idea is that yes, the gold is dying, but the king won't be dying yet. It will be hard position for them. I don't know, for example, if we were to do the same thing. Okay, that doesn't work because rook promotion is strong. Gold is super bad position right now. I don't think there is much helping actually. But the king will be able to survive longer, yeah? Yeah, it's tough because they gave the rook to the center. And what they have is 2 bishops and 1 bishop is still stuck on the middle of the board here. Which means they have no efficient way to attack this king. So although the point of the book is that this shape would give the king more escape route, this position is actually helpless for them anyway, yeah? But it would be tiny bit less helpless with this position, yeah? It's just about the shape, just about the shape. Don't concentrate over the position. Okay. If you make the clip shape, your defensive power will become much better. And by this example, you have understood this. And once your camp meaning like those 3 rows, once your camp is more defended, your opponent's ability to counterattack will be lower, or we won't care about their counterattack. So therefore, we will be pretty happily one-sided attacking our opponent, yeah? So this is what we were talking about a few chapters ago. What we really want to do in modern shogi is just concentrate on attacking without caring about our king's safety. And this Kurippu allows us to, again, achieve that objective, yeah? So we'll have another example, number 5. It looks like normal opening line, but there will be some line. All right, so let's set it up using the pieces on the board. And this is 2 professional players playing, of course. It's a real game. position, and it's something like this, and black just moved this silver. So let's assume that this happened. Okay. So from this position, Gote will, you guys see it, right? Yeah, you see it. Gote will push this pawn. Pawn takes, rook takes, pawn drop. Rook takes here. Interesting. So the point is Gote has this clip shape, right? The 6-1 and 4-2 silver. And thanks to that, we will be able to attack harshly. And rook sacrifice for a silver is usually very disadvantageous because the rook is worth at least 2 of those. So it's like we lost the value of half of our rook. But apparently this is good enough. So let's see what happens. The point of the diagram they're showing us is that if the silver was on 6-2 instead of 7-2, it would be impossible for Gote to do this move because the 8th file would be unprotected. The fact that the silver is on 7-2 protects the possible rooks from Sente, which means that even though they got a rook, they won't be able to utilize it. Therefore, we're not as bad as we should be. So we are making clip. They don't have the clip shape, so we will have a better camp positioning. And as a result, when we go for a decisive fight like this, we will have a little bit of advantage. So Sente, the only move of them is to, of course, take the rook. And then our bishop will fly here, attack the enemy's rook. Yeah? That's pretty obvious continuation. That will be diagram number 7. And many commentators are here. Chat, any questions? You look fine. All right. I will wait 1 second. So far it's understanding, yeah? We sacrifice the rook for the silver, de facto breaking the Sente's attack, opening the rook's ear, and then we target that weakness using our bishop, yeah? And look that in hand they have only rook and pawn. They cannot drop the pawn to defend the rook because that's an illegal move. It's called double pawn in Shogi. You cannot make a double pawn in Shogi. So they would have to give us back the rook, which de facto we would be very happy. But for now, let's assume they're gonna run away with the rook. Looking good, all right. If they run away with the rook, yeah, so the lance is protecting the rook is protecting the lance type of situation here. We have the silver now, so we drop it to attack the rook. The rook will continue the lance protection, but because it escaped the second row, boom, we can promote to the 7-8 square. And Sente isn't good in this position, yeah, because we will be able to retake the rook and this king will be really weak. Look how he's blocked off on the left side, yeah, nowhere to run almost. And the only way he can run is like sideways, so it means it's a very weak against rook drops. And they mentioned the point that I noticed before, that Sente isn't actually able to utilize the rook in hand, yeah, to counterattack. Now, in the actual game, what the professional player played was rook to 5. Sorry, no. It's the continuation of this line. Rook drop to 5. Here. To help protection? No. This position. That makes more sense. We promote, we take it, therefore our camp is protected. But they will expose another weakness, which will be here. The edge is really difficult topic for beginners. When should you attack on the edge? When should you expose it? This is one example. When you have a rook in hand, the edge is one way to find a drop space for the rook to be dropped, yeah? And this has got a space. Yeah, so basically they say there's nothing that black can do to like prevent this bishop from affecting their position. It's really painful. And this is the edge attack that we talked about. And as we will study this position, you're gonna see that Gote's attack will continue. The position number 1 is if we take it with the lance, silver drop is very difficult to defend. The knight is under attack. The only way to defend the knight is to move the gold back. But if we do so, the bishop's head will be weakened and we will be able to promote there. So therefore we break this shape and we'll be able to break into center's camp. The second option is bishop takes. Knight or bishop takes, the lance will be able to jump in because the head is weak for both of them. So the Gote's attack will continue. Of course, this is, very difficult game still, but Gote definitely has the initiative here. As a result, Gote, what happened? We have a bishop and a silver exchange. Bishop and a silver. So we lost a bishop for a silver at this point. Yeah, we got the rook back. So bishop for a silver, which is less disadvantageous than rook for a silver. But center has in hand is... No, what we have in hand is a rook, and we will be able to use it. Therefore, our attack will be able to continue, and we're quite happy with this situation. And from now on, yeah, again, the same point. Gote will be able to continue their attack, so they're quite happy, and on the straight line to win. And in this way, the creep strategy, or the creep shape, keeps our camp solid, allowing us to create amazing attacks. Yeah, that's a quite convincing example, yeah? I only know Western chess. This is a totally different game. Yeah, it is, but I think Lamarord can agree that if you have chess experience, it's much easier for you to apply the same strategies or the same tactics. Strategies are a little bit different. The tactics are the same, like the pin, the fork, checkmates, initiative, like the tempo. All of those ideas are the same. And I played chess too when I was a kid, so I just enjoyed shogi more because you can drop the pieces, and I like the idea of Japanese culture being connected to it. Shogi is like chess, but way more wholesome. I know, right? All right. So yeah, to shogi players more, guys, yeah? Rook for silver? Being able to continue attack like this is a little bit mind-blowing, right? Little bit mind-blowing. That just because there is this strong shape, you can survive for so long. But this could also explain why the Mino castle is so good. The king is wide, pieces are well connected. If you guys play Bishai, you just hate the Mino shape, right? So this is like half Mino shape. It explains exactly why is it so strong, yeah? Strong shape plus the bishop tactic. Yeah. Really good play here from white. This is an actual game, so really good play. Okay. How much more do we have? A few more examples. All right. Klippu's Kurippu. So once more, if you make the clip shape, Gutto Hikishimer. What's a Hikishimer? Let's translate. To become tense, okay? But your camp is becoming tense. That sounds weird. If to say once he does to i władzy, Klippu's kiedyś. Making two clip shapes? That's what he's saying, maybe? Let's see the example, yeah? Yeah, okay, so the double clip shape. So we are convinced now by the book that the clip shape is amazing, that it allowed us to sacrifice a whole rook for a silver to continue attack and be successful or advantageous. So how about we make 2 of those clip shapes? So here we have diagram 9, the Shogi of Aono style, it's called. And this is the Yokofudori, so it's the side pawn picker opening. The side pawn picker opening is famous for being the most aggressive opening where both of the kings are very weak. But exactly here is the moment where you want to cover those weaknesses with the clip shape. All right. So let's see that clip shape in Yokofudori. Why are my pawns teleporting? So we'll have 1 pawn here, 2 pawns here, a bishop still here, the other bishop will be here because this is the Aono variation, the rook will be taking the side pawn because this is the side pawn picker. The knight will be here, the silver will jump to here because it's the clip shape, and Aono style requires the king to be in the middle. The rook is here. And this king on the other side will be doing this, no edge pawn pushed. And now Gote dropped this pawn, we drop the pawn to respond to it. That's the weakness of the clip, if you guys play static rook, is that the 2/7 pawn drop needs to be protected like this. And those 2 are not pushed. Yeah. Now it's Gote to play, and we will see the variation soon. Any questions? Strong shape? No. Okay. So what happened in the game? So yeah, so we have this shape. Where will the clip shape appear? We see the center having the clip shape, but now Gote will play this silver. The rook will go back, and silver 7-2, diagram 10. 2 moves only were played, but you have the double clip shape. And the Gote's camp, the solidness of the camp looks completely different, right? The king shaped, the defensive shape is now complete. How the game continued is the edge pawn push, 6-4 pawn push, knight jump to 7-7. Knights are very important in the Yokofudori opening. It looks like a chess opening. Usually that's not what happens. And knight for pawn. Gote continues holding the clip shape. And the image of this position is that they're prepared for the fight to come to them. Gote created a shape that's called silver crown, but it's using the theory that we talked about in the few 2 chapters ago, the durability theory, that he's actually using the king as a defensive piece. So instead of castling, he will keep the king in the center, defend the 5-3 square, yeah? And this shape will be very strong against 7-4 knight jump. And that's something we did a few weeks ago. Yeah? Sate, sente wamo komagumi ga. Okay, so how it works in Shogi is that if you repeat the moves, the whole game will be repeated, but the colors will change. So it is a general knowledge that if you have the black, which is opposite from chess, but if you have the black, you wanna the game to continue, yeah? You had the first move, you wanna utilize that first move. So you don't want the draw. So center will have to do something, yeah? They cannot wait forever. And what they gonna do is rook to 8-5. So they have the knight here, so that's possible. Rook takes, knight takes. Exchange the rook. But if you look exactly on this position by the shape, Gote will have a better shape because of the double clip, but this explanation is not easy. So they're gonna show us more of the example, I guess. Like, those are two professional players playing, so it's not gonna be easy to understand what they're doing, but let's see what the example says. This is the counter attack from Gote, so he redrops the bishop on 4-4. That's a really rare move, but it's a really good spot for the bishop as well. And basically, center will have trouble dealing with that. Okay, one point like an in-between move here. So this is how center engage. So if instead of this pawn, we move the silver, then the rook here would be really dangerous for us because we broke the clip shape. The rook drop next is possible, right? We see it clearly. So instead we go here, they go here. And what happens from now on? What we're targeting now is a rook drop to h6, fork on knight and the silver. As I said, one big piece is worth 2 generals. So if we drop the rook and take this silver with the bishop, we're quite happy. The thing is, they will try to counter-attack now. They will drop the 8-3 pawn to make a mutual attack. That's something we have in Shogi. You just ignore what the opponent is doing because you are like, aha, my attack is faster. Yep. And here we have a great move for Gote, which was 8-4 rook drop. It's a defensive offensive move. So we attack the knight while protecting our own camp. And black is soon to run out of pawns, yeah? One more example, if center were to drop the bishop, we can just break their shape by taking takes and rook drop. It's a very difficult to explain example. There's many things going on, but it's basically about, look how great Gote's shape is, how untouchable it is, yeah? While center is just happily, Gote is just happily concentrating on the attack, yeah? So that's the point. So even though center was the one attacking here, they started the initiative. Now Gote is counter-attacking, and center cannot really deal with it. There's no good way for them to deal with it, and therefore white, is quite happy. All thanks to that double clip shape. So that's the summary from the paragraph. Once you use the clip shape, with limited numbers of moves, your camp becomes much more solid quickly, and therefore you're able to start the fight, the quick fight. You will be stronger at the quick fight, yeah? Or you will be fighting better. So, and as you guys watch this stream, we have the prompt efficiency theory together with the relativity theory. It all comes together, yeah? Simplification of the castle, quickness of attack. This clip shape is a very quick to make shape, allowing us a quick attack. Therefore, it goes perfectly with the two theories we studied in the beginning of the book. Beautiful. Any questions? How are you? I'm good, and you, Nibia? How are you? Yeah, so the sad part is if I put this here, it hides the goddess pieces. If I put it here, it hides the center. Not sure how to deal with this situation. We're gonna ignore it. Question, what is clip? So clip is this silver gold shape. Basically. How did you find out about shogi? Well, I read manga called Naruto, and it had shogi in it. And then I went to website called playok.com and played it there, and then found out Hidechi channel, stuff like that. But yeah, Naruto was the where I found it the first. Yeah. All right, I think we have like 2 more examples before end of the chapter, so let's do it. Let's do it. We can do it. So we will have a new shape. Like this, and a snow roof, we call it. This castle is called snow roof. Gangi in Japanese. And it's centered to move. Yeah, we probably move the silver from here to here. Yeah. So it's like clip entire lesson theory. No, it's like part of the preservation theory. Yeah. Or the maintenance theory, whatever we translated it. Shikamaru, yeah, the Shikamaru ninja. So there are no pieces in hand for both players. So we already talked that clip is very advantageous position to have, or the shape. And it became like accepted in the pro world, I guess. And therefore the view on the castles, like the way that they value the castles, has changed. As an example, more detailed example, or general, I'm not sure, whatever. The castle that are actually using this shape, so like probably like Mino and like the Gangi, those castles become much more highly valued. For example, the Gangi came back. Yeah, before we talked that we knew that the Gangi wasn't like often used strategy. Yagura, the fortress, was more used, but Gangi came back, yeah? And the become the most prominent opening, I guess. Odo no sashikata to moie nakatta. Yeah, it wasn't used, but it came back basically. They're using some weird Japanese there, but that's the point. Okay, let's see. This is a professional match from 2018, but recently the main opening. Oh, all right. That's important. We have to translate that. Chief main principal mayor opening throne, seat place, Kachitoru win, to take the win, Made. So it's going up to the stage of winning, actually. All right. So it's not only coming back, but actually you can use it to win. In the diagram 13, Gote just played for 3 silver. For example, if you were to play it here instead, that would be the Yagura shape. But please notice that he didn't choose that move. He chose this one instead, yeah? And therefore, the way the professional is thinking here is that this has less value than this. That's the point, yeah? And it proves that Gangi is better, more advantageous than Yagura, yeah? From that position, pound push, bishop, pound push, knight jump, gold from the right. So Sent is actually playing Yagura, that's also important. pawn push, silver, pawn push, silver is the position on this diagram. Sente made the orthodox, like the usual Yagura bogin, the climbing silver. So the silver is climbing up, and this is Yagura shape. Strategy in the diagram 14. It looks like Sente isn't too bad, but what is actually going to happen is Gote will start attacking. 6-5 pawn, pawn takes 4-5 pawn. They will try to prevent this very heavy attack with the gold. But there is a cool variation here. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. 8-6 pawn push. Pawn takes. And here we sacrifice the whole rook. Whole rook. This is crazy. The point is Gangi's not really good at stopping the climbing silver because the second file is weak. And therefore, what Gangi really wants is the mutual attack and win by the speed fight. Yeah, so they concentrate on attacking rather than defending. So again, it goes with the prompt efficiency theory. This shape is like clip except with 2 golds. Yeah. Now imagine this silver being here as well. No, but yeah. This is one of the shapes that they explained in the clip chapter before. But yeah, it uses the clip shape, which means Gangi is pretty darn good castle, you know. Hi, Bacteria. All right, so as I said, it's like we take this pawn, our rook is under attack. It seems like we're losing here if they take and we take, yeah. But actually this bishop next promoting here or taking the lens here, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. And we don't really care about it. Again, yeah, black has only our rook in hand. So we will be able to attack faster. So beautiful. That's not what they played actually in the game, but let's read the paragraph here first. In this position, we have the huge piece of disadvantage. Yeah, again, rook versus gold. So like we lost half of the rook. We are guaranteed to promote our bishop on top of that, so Gote is better. De facto, if you're able to promote your big piece and you sacrifice the other piece for a general, that should be acceptable. That's actually what Telmar Chofen used to do in order to sabaki his pieces, so it seems like he was very much correct years ago. So Gote is also using the clip shape to keep the king solid or safe, brain. The golds and silver are connected together. But yet, in order to create that shape, it takes a lot of time to, the snow roof, it takes a lot of time to create it. As a result, Yagura, okay. Okay, no, that's the other thing. So they actually explained how Sente did it. So Sente also had a nice shape of Yagura. Gold protecting the silver, protecting the here, yeah? All of those pieces are in good shape. The problem is it takes many moves to create this shape. And therefore their attack, the right side, will be delayed, yeah? And this is why Snow Roof is able to attack so strongly, because they're not afraid of the consequences. And as you see as an effect, yeah, Yagura, even though it was a solid shape, is completely destroyed. And by this example, you can clearly see why Gangi is now more often chosen, yeah. What happened in the game is they didn't take the rook, they actually dropped the pawn here. and they went back. As a result, Gote is not worse at all. Next, they're targeting the knight jump to 8-5. Yeah, they'll be quite happy with the knight jump next. Questions? Yeah, they didn't. It's just the idea, why, just explanation, like what would happen if they take the rook, because it looks obvious, yeah, the rook is hanging, but actually they shouldn't take it. Yeah, Nemo, your question is legit. You're right, because they didn't actually take it, yeah. Yep, no questions. So we have diagram 17. We'll have like 2 more examples. Let's set it up. So there will be one more castle that was affected by the clip, and it's gonna be called this name that I never heard in my life. Oh my god, how are we gonna find it out? Let's see. Doi Yagura it's called. Oh, that's the new shape. All right, that's the shape that appeared really recently. And it's really weird because in Yagura, usually the king and the gold on the king's position, the gold is standing. But recently you had this shape which completely broke the... Oh, now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. So we're gonna do the Doi Yagura shape. Doi, right? Doi Yagura. I don't know if it has an English translation, actually. It's just Doi Yagura here. Doi Yagura, English. Doi. Yeah, Doi's fortress. It was actually used in 1940s. Interesting. So it was used in the past. Like, I really think the people like playing in the past were much smarter. Like the Gangi, it's also an old strategy, and the computer nowadays discovered like, no, you shouldn't play Yagura, you should play this. And it came back like to the, I don't know, 80 years ago type of deal. So amazing that people so long ago already had those ideas, you know? You just call it Doi Yagura. Yeah. The Doi means, let's see what Doi, sorry, I will get distracted. I need to, what is Doi? Doi is like earth, reside in earth, okay. Doi. The question I'm searching for is, the answer I'm searching for is, where did the name came from? Oh, there was actually a person that it's named after a professional player, it seems. Is it professional player? Yeah. So there was a professional player called Ichitaro. So it's after his name. So like Ishida style. It's after a blind shogi player. Here you have a Doi professional. Do we have any link, like his profile or something? Having a photo would be quite nice. Professional Spieler, Shogi Spieler. Gotcha. Maybe this person? Yeah. Doi. This person. So that's his name, from his name, yeah? Gotcha. All right, let's see. The do is Yagura. Sounds like DDoS. And click, I guess. Yeah. Let's see how it looks in practice. So this is the kind of unusual shape that we have here. Yeah, okay. So there will be this clip shape. The rook will be on the bottom because that's the mobility theory that we talked about. And this side will have the usual Yagura shape with all the pawn pushed up to here. Yagura shape. Boop, boop, boop. And climbing silver, yeah? That's correct. So, again, where did the creep had the influence? Dio's Yagura. Not Dio, no. Oh no, the reference. No, Doi, not Dio. Doi. Not the Dio. Where's Zawordo when you need him? Where is Zawordo? He's not here. That's a manga reference or anime reference, guys. The JoJo. Anyway, Doi, not Dio. It's not Dio, guys. I know it would sound more epic to have Dio. It's Doi, yeah. Doi. Sente created the Doi Yagura. This shape, this castle, compared to the gold fortress, so the normal Yagura, is something is less. Harukani distance, so like quite a bit thinner, yeah. On top of that, Mataku kachi sarete inakatta. So because it was less solid, it was not valued at all. But in modern times, it became acknowledged as a possible strategy. Ooh. All right, so we have two professional players, 2019, yeah, playing this shape. From diagram 17, which you have on the screen, yeah. Zawordo is Fuji. If you go into the castle, yeah, with the king, center will exchange the 4-5 pawn. Okay, there's this variation on the left. Pawn takes, knight takes. Ooh, that's not the play mode. Sorry about that. So it's white to move. Okay, so let's do it properly. Black to move, we just finish this shape. If they go to the castle, we go here, pawn takes, knight takes. Silver goes up. Pawn takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Pawn drop. Rook goes back to 2-9. So the book says we exchange the second file together with the bishops. And naturally, if you take the knight, it dies to a pawn because silver has nowhere to go. Therefore, you cannot really take this knight for free. In the actual game, they push the 6-5 pawn takes, 7-5 pawn, going for the counter attack. But here you simply defend the knight. A very calm move. I'm pretty sure Nimi will like this one. Once you... okay, at the same time, you're protecting the knight, keeping it safe, as well as deleting the enemies. Gote was able to drop a pawn here, so you're defending that pawn drop possibility for Gote. Also, keeping your clip shape intact, yeah? Clip shape. Okay, let's see what the paragraph has to say. Sentes, on the 6 and 7 file, they're making a move on those files, but because we're able to keep the clip shape, you can still feel the safety in your own camp. Compared to that, Gote's Golden Yagura, the second file becomes much weaker. Clearly the castle is weakened. Yeah, usually when we are able to exchange the 2-5 pawn, the rook is now looking directly on 2-3 pawn, which creates a huge pressure on the king, yeah? Compared to that, yeah, the enemy rook is on 8-2, our king is not even targeted directly. By that comparison, you can see how much weaker the Yagura became, yeah? Gote will try to. Okay, Gote is in hurry because Sente will be able to drop the bishop here next. Bishop 4-1 is a really good shape. What are we targeting actually? Yes, we're pressuring the king's head. We're pressuring the 3-2 gold. Immediately there is no threat, but in Yagura strategies that will be a good move in general. I don't think we're threatening immediately. We could promote it to here next or here. And therefore make our camp much safer. There's too much theory into it. Basically, we're threatening bishop drop. Therefore, they will have to do something. In the actual game, the 8th file fight also began. But as a result, Gote gave away too many pawns and was susceptible to Sente's attack. Diagram 20. All right, let's see. So they open the attack on the 8th file. Pawn takes, pawn drop, silver takes, 7-6 pawn takes. And here, look at this. Black has 4 pawns in hand, right? Honestly, I learned to be pretty aggressive too when I have a chance. Yeah. Sende has 4 pieces in hand. 5 pawns in hand, which means that they're able to do a dangling pawn strategy. Pawn drop, pawn takes, pawn drop, joining pawn, dangling pawn. And that head of the king now paired with the bishop, that's just broken, yeah? The rook will come here, the bishop will be dropped, we're able to just promote the pawn next, a huge success for Sende. Sende's advantages here. Once you make this shape in Yagura, it's almost over, yeah? Okay, and notice in this shogi, the creep shape, this shape, is preserving the rook on 2-9, yeah? So this comes back to the theory of this chapter, yeah? Protect your attacking pieces. This shape is perfectly connecting all the theories we talked about, on top of which helping your rook, yeah? Therefore, Sente cannot really drop the bishop on those 2 squares because of this silver existence. And this is why the pawn drop was so important to destroy the shape, but they're not able to do that either. And therefore we are able to endure a lot with this shape. And therefore we are able to create a fight that's really advantageous for us. In this way, the clip is also having the role of preserving the pieces. Really useful shape to learn in shogi. That's the summary. What I assume next is the last example, and here we are, the Elmo Castle, our favorite. So Elmo Castle is a castle created by the computers. Let me check if you guys have a question about this position. I had a really nice knight drop in a game. You can show me just the position, Nimi. If you have any question about this position, just type it. And then we're gonna go to the last example. And then
Yeah, and then we'll have the summary of the chapter. Is there a way to improve your scrolling ability? Or is it just because of the mouse? Is there actually a computer option that allows you to scroll faster? I know that Telmarch, when he scrolls, is like, woo! I don't know how he does it. Maybe he has a different mouse. No questions? No questions. Okay. So Elmo is a name of a computer program that started playing this castle. And it is used in opposition shogi, which is a swinging rook versus a static rook. The Yagora was used in double static rook to make it clear. And let's see the waves, the shape, the 4-5 rook with a Mino, and black just played gold to the side. Yeah. So recently, in the swinging rook with a bishop diagonal closed, the Elmo castle is being used in the quick attack. So this is a rapid shogi where you don't have a solid castle, you rather go for the quick attack. And here they're using the Elmo castle. Elmo is written like this. It's the name of a computer program, Shogi software. And this castle influence was huge. And as you can see, it is using the clip shape once more. Yeah. So the clip shape is here and here. So it's like Gangi, but on the second row, kinda, yeah. Puro reveru no player ni wa chokka ni sakakoi de aru no. So it was a good, like, safety, yeah, for the king. Very usable castle for professional players. So it's year 2020. Yeah, you can understand now after those many examples, we saw that this is a playable castle, yeah. Diagram 21, Elmo Castle example. We will advance this silver on 5-7 soon. Let me DM you, okay. Going for the initiative. So usually what happens is, okay, so 7-4 pawn, gold up, rook comes to protect the third file. That's the natural. We attack anyway. We wait. Takes, rook comes in. And then we counter attack. 4-5 pawn. Bishop takes the bishop, rook retakes because we need to keep protection of this silver. I lost the line. And then we go back, yeah. And then we go back here. So this is the usual development. The big pieces, so the bishops both achieved sabaki, they got exchanged. For swinging rook, it looks like it's not scary, but ... Let's see. From the position 22, if we were to exchange the rooks, which would be the normal way of going in this line for the swinging rook, center will drop the 3-1 rook, and they're not unhappy. It's quite crazy because if you look at this position, wait, why does it look different? 23. Sorry. Pawn drop first. That makes sense now. Pawn takes, drops. So we would be scared here normally because there's a counter attack, 2-2 bishop drop. I'm going for the lance. And this is what broke the shogi world, yeah? It broke it that the fact that with this castle, the boat castle before, it's a shape that I didn't explain today, but the boat castle weakness was the edge. But now that we have the Elmo castle, this gold on 7-9 is helping to protect the edge, and we don't care about our lands anymore. This is what broke many lines for swinging rook. And we are kind of forced to drop the gold. But again, we keep the clip shape, so we're quite good off. And therefore Elmo is so strong in this variation. In this position on the book, they say that we have a fork on the silver and the knight. Santa is quite happy. If the Ibisha is able to take the knight, the 8-6 knight drop is quite a strong attack to continue with. So yeah, they're saying the point that I explained, that if this would be a normal boat castle, then it would be a completely opposite situation. The bishop drop effect would be much stronger, and static root would be worse off. But yeah, as a result, you can see that Elmo is so much better than boat castle. Yeah, so much more solid than boat castle. And again, all thanks to the clip shape. The castle looks somehow beautiful and frightening at once. Yes, it definitely is, especially when played with by computer. So the reason why Elmo is strong is because there is a clip shape inside of it. That's the author's thing. So here, this is the boat castle. Yeah, this gold is here. This gold is here. So if you compare those two golds to this gold, yeah, and this silver, this is the clip shape. It's so much closer to the edge compared to those two, yeah. Therefore, the edge will be much safer for the king. Especially after this silver drop here, yeah? It's protected by the gold again, another clip shape. Okay, I lied. This is the last example. But it's just a brief mention of some strategy. All right. In modern shogi, the clip... that's not what I wanted. In modern shogi, the clip... It's not oversaying that the castle value is now based on whenever they're using the clip shape. Following Koreo... following the castles that are not using the clip shape are less used. This is some weird Japanese, but basically that's what they're saying. If your castle doesn't have a clip, is it a real castle? Basically. It's a meme kind of thing. Yep. If it doesn't have a clip, you shouldn't use it. In the diagram 24, Santa will jump with the 4-5 knight, Keredomo, but. So there will be some but in it. Let's see. That sounds wrong. There will be some but in it. Let's see. Pawn in hand. Okay. Silver here, gold here. Okay. So we just push this pawn here. We would like to jump with the knight. This is... Okay, so the diagram 24 will explain more. Okay, so they didn't jump with the knight, but they actually prioritized to change their castle shape. As you can see, Sentinel Castle will look completely different and will feel like they're powered up the castle. From now on, gote minoga koi ni hikidor. So it won't be, it will be able to fight with Mino, I guess. Yeah, it's not losing against Mino Castle. All right, so let's see. So instead of attacking, they move the silver up, creep shape. Gote have to wait. They move the silver up. They push this pawn. And then the Elmo Castle, yeah? The clip, double clip shape, here and here. And yeah, now they're able to fight equally. Because both castle is a little bit weaker than Mino, yeah? So instead of doing the impossible and attacking using the boat castle, they're actually prioritizing to change their castle shape. That's really interesting. So yeah, in this example, it doesn't matter that they had a complete boat castle. They try to make their shape better. And once more, that's the example that the castle that doesn't have the creep shape, their value is low, or the trust level is low. And yeah, the castle that's good require this preparation. Yeah, so it's a proof that the clip is such an important shape in nowadays modern shogi, yeah? Here they're saying that we have the double clip, so suddenly our can become much, much stronger. All right, we're going to the summary of the chapter. So my Iro Rigako is a real castle. I don't remember. For the Elmo castle, I feel like taking the lance. Taking the lance and making horses still very big point for free bishop favor. Are the lines that take advantage at this point, for example, trying to surround the Elmo. I'm wondering why many free bishop lines broke, because my first thought would have been that free bishop would have found countermeasures. That balance between targeting the straight edge and approaching Elmo from another side. Well, if we had them both, we would win, but the problem is we don't have them both because they're able to pressure our horse. And the problem is, in some of those free bishop lines, the pawn promotion to 4-7 was a really strong move because it was attacking the gold, but in the variation we had the gold was on 5-9. So that gold would feel really far away from this main attack. And it's not an easily explainable thing, it's just an example of clip shape, and those questions are valid, but that's something that professional players has been wondering about too. And the main question was where the Elmo should use this gold. Should they put it here? Should they put it there? Should they put it here or keep it on the bottom? That was like a big question they had. So it isn't like one-sided. It's just that this example that we show, it would work in the boat castle, but in Elmo castle suddenly it stopped working, right? And it happened in many similar lines that this 2-2 bishop, that's a great counterattack. Its effect on this king safety became less, right? That's the main point that the book is showing. Yeah, they have to build it from scratch. All right, so let's summarize. The factors that make the castle strong. Okay, so we had this phrase of ours, the initiative is the justice, yeah, or the offense is the justice, yeah. The castle simplification, defending with the king, and to preserve your pieces. So those are those three big theories. We had 4 big theories. We had the preservation theory, we had the mobility theory, we had the prompt efficiency theory in both of those cases. And basically this means connect the line. Yeah, linked. Clip. Yeah. So all those theories connect in that clip shape. And they say ideal camp shape, expecting the ideal camp shape. Yeah. So ideal, battle formation, building construction, hope. So this is our hope for the best shape because it connects all those theories. Kurippu is not taking many moves to create, and it's a very strong shape. It's a really useful shape. Why is it? Is that in modern shogi, it connects many modern shogi concepts together. Okay. All right, so that's the flow of what we talked about. The king's solidity, the castling of the king, become much more difficult to do. The solidity of the king isn't as important. And it kind of connects all those theories together, yeah, the clip shape. So in particular, we have that offense is justice, castle simplification, protecting with the king, and peace preservation. Those theories are the reasons why the castle in general become weaker. Of course, Mochiron koitagai ni yotte, by those different concepts, the way of fighting changed greatly. Something also worried. Unmistaken examples they are. Tada sore ni yotte okay, so of course there are different ways of fighting and they all not use the same thing, but general thing that happened is that we sacrifice the strength of our camp, yeah? And the clip is our answer or our escape from this problem. Compatibility. So it's compatible with all those different theories together. Yeah, it's like it's the best point of it. And then we have this very important text in bold, so I'm going to translate it all. Swift, compact style, guaranteeing the firmness. Clip is very important way of preserving your camp safety. So basically, if you don't clear the clip shape, you're a baka. Gotcha? Got it, guys? That's super. All right. So we have the preservation theory. Those are like characteristics. So we have protect your attacking pieces. That's on the left. And on the right, we have use the clip shape. The good points are preserving the pieces that have a great effect, influence on the position, versus quick, brief, quick, compact, on shape becomes stronger or can become stronger. Okay, so this is more about preserving your attacking pieces, and this is more about keeping your camp safe. And this is about the objective. So this is something what we talked about. The Gote will try to block us off, and what we will do is we preserve our attacking power. And here instead is gonna help to fill the bad points of other theories. Yeah, that's the theory graph they're giving. Yeah. So they both have, it's like they are the same theory, but they have different appliances, and because of that we have a different effect on deposition and kind of different target that we would like to do. But I think it's really connected together in the end. The preservation theory is defensive, concentrated on the defense kind of theory. Rule, yeah, okay. At the same time, it's supporting other theories. Or not supporting. What is this word? Boom, 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 boom. Carry on the shoulder. Ooh, okay, so it's carrying on the shoulder the role of the supporting other theories. The preservation theory have two characteristics. So we have this characteristic to protect your big pieces. And one of them is to protect your big pieces. Protecting big pieces, so hoping that they're not get punished by the opponent is the important thing we try to avoid. And then especially our mobile theory, because our pieces are now very mobile and we would like to use them. Keeping them active is a very high value thing for us to do. In the preservation theory, the value regarding highly attaching importance to. So it's attach importance to the value, attaching the importance of the preserving of the pieces. By doing so, the modern shogi, the king shape, became the castle of the king became shaped using 2 generals instead of 2, and the remaining 1 general is used to help the attacking pieces survive. Those type of situations become more often. But as a result, the king shape becomes weaker naturally. And in this situation, very useful technique you now know is the clip shape, yeah? So once more, this is the clip shape. This was the gangi. This was the silver protected with the gold. So this was Elmo. And this was, let's say, Yokofudori shape, yeah? The connection of the clip shape is strong, on top of which the defensive, like the wideness of the shape defending different square, is also unusually high. On top of this, it's compact and easily made, not using many moves. Sukoburu. What is Koburu? It's extreme cost performance. So how do we translate it to English? It's powerful with low cost, yeah? It's a very important point we cannot ignore. It appeared in many different openings in different positions on the board, and therefore you can say it's very flexible or used in many situations. Versatile, I think it was the translation. Kokomade genzai shogi ga. Okay, so up to now we explained many different theories that influenced modern shogi. Anytime you use any theory, please notice that the preservation theory always comes together with other theories. Why? Is because it's really easy to use it with other theories, and thanks to that, you're able to create the ideal shape. It's a really important point that you shouldn't forget about. Semeni. To devote to the attack, you have to make sure your camp is safe enough. And the preservation theory is the theory that bears the burden of that protection. Yeah. So it's it's like we talked so far about the spear, but this is the important shield or the armor that you have, guys. Yeah. All right, reading the chat now. Silver crown shape, question mark. Just realized that most of the castle I can think of use clip shape. Yeah. We had the king shape. Let me just quickly show you. We had the Yokufudori shape, but we talked about that here. This was the Yokofudori. You had the creep shape, but the idea was that the king stays in the center because you protect with the king. So together with the mobility theory, the creep shape was good here. That was one example, yeah? You missed it because you had your game. Yeah, basically he's talking about his compute, something about Shorekai, something about computers, something about thinking about the best shape for the silver and gold. And there is some reasoning why he chose the clip shape as a name, but I don't think I need to translate it, and it would take too much effort for a little bit information. So here we are, chapter 6. We're gonna do it next week. It's gonna be the local, what was it? Local area theory or the locality theory. Yeah, so that's we're gonna do next week. It's gonna be something about, so far we concentrated on the whole board, but there will be some important point of concentrating on one side of the board. So we're gonna talk about this. It feels more like attacking, so it's gonna be interesting. And then there is some thing about pieces in particular. So this chapter looks really interesting. And then we will have the transformation theory, I guess. Transforming your castle, something about that. And also will be the last two chapters, and I assume there will be some summary of some sorts of. So we're almost at the very end, guys. Almost. Yeah, we've survived the relativity theory, prompt efficiency theory, durability theory, mobility theory, and preservation theory. So finally 2 chapters left. And let's not all forget that Nimiu was the one to sponsor this book. Thank you so much, Nimiu. I think we're learning a lot from this book. No wonder my Irogakoi prototype, the garbage ranging what? Yes, if it has double clip shape, it's a good castle. Nilish would have benefited from Locality Theory. Well, we're gonna see next week. Thank you, Nimiu, says Eon. I wish this book goes forever. Don't worry, there are many other books we will read. I mean, it wasn't too short. It took us a few months already to get to this point. So yeah, the local. Who's gonna be next? The locality theory. Whatever that means. Alright, guys. If you don't have any questions, I will be forced to let my voice, brain and voice rest. Of course, inviting you to Discord if you're not there. The Tornado series gonna start on Monday or Sunday evening, I guess. Considering that this compresses decades of research into just few pages, a few months is not enough to chinchilla noise. Here you go. Thank you, Yellow. I'm waiting for your Kifu for Saturday or Sunday. We're gonna analyze it. I only watched a little bit because people voted to do the book. Hopefully we can take a look on it together. And yeah, see you on Saturday evening, eh? Afternoon, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. See you.